Should be on.
We should be on. We don't know if we're on, but we should be on. Cheers. Nice to see you.
Ah, I'm sure it must be.
He's only just turned up, so it is nice to see him. I was getting a bit worried.
I'm not kidding.
That's why we're late. You need an emergency wee. Anyway. Good evening. Good evening from the Fisherman's Retreat.
Are we on?
We're on.
Oh, we're on.
We've got Gary and Imogen doing our admin stuff in the background there. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Been a while.
Been a while.
I don't know. I've tried.
You're forgetting things now.
Oh,
that's what happens when you get old. Anyway.
It's been happening since I was 10.
Anyway. Right. Yes, we're here at the Fisherman's Retreat. We're doing our online whiskey tasting. We're doing all the Fisherman's Retreat editions again. We've got a new one in the mix.
No, might as well do that.
May as well sup it. Seeing as weather's bloody miserable and it's cold and windy and, well, just miserable, isn't it?
Yeah,
so what better than having a whiskey tasting?
Right. Nice to welcome you all. It is. What are we starting with, James?
Well, we are going to start with edition 12. So we launched, a lot of you will probably know this, we launched our edition 14, the Lochranza Arran 10-year-old, slightly peated, which is that one. Our first launch in a 70cl bottle, believe it or not. We did, I think there was, how many bottles of that there? 373 bottles of 70cl at 50%. And we also did a cask strength, which I know quite a few of you bought. I think we've sold quite a lot of them now. We did 100 bottles of that at cask strength, which I think was 60.8%. And we've sold quite a few of them. It's gone quite well. And with the offer, when we did release it, we also included the drams, which you have with you, or should have with you, unless you've supped them tonight. So what we're going to do is, most of you will have opened and tried it, and I hopefully have enjoyed it. It's an Arran that's slightly peated. You don't usually get slightly peated. They don't actually do it at Lochranza Distillery anymore. They stopped producing the peated malt in 2017 when they opened Lag Distillery on Arran. So it's sister to Lochranza. But in Arran now they just produce the same malt right through. And this one, so we were lucky to get this slightly peated one. Yeah, a bit of a change in our own cask.
10 years though, been that?
Yeah, 10 years.
I remember laying that down.
2013. so yeah. In addition to that, you'll have got the pack, and then the whiskey tasting pack went on general sale after the offer expired for buying a bottle of that with that. So anyone who's got the packs now will have a small dram of 14 included in that, which we'll try tonight. The only one we've missed out is edition 13. As you'll see, it'll skip from 12 to 13. No, you're not 13. 12 to 14. That's because edition 13 was a very limited one, wasn't it?
Very limited. Only 173 bottles, I think.
Yeah. Well, the amount of people that are on the tasting tonight wouldn't have had much left to give, well, to sell. So
you're not having it.
So you're not having it. We're going to have it instead. So yeah. So that's a brief introduction into.
Is anybody
whiskey
online?
Tasting?
Can you see them? Because I feel we're talking to ourselves here.
No, I'm talking to camera.
Oh, really?
Staley Vegas. Oh, very good. So at least some of it. We've got a few here on anyway.
Mate, good to see.
It's better watching us than football anyway.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Who wants to watch football?
We're having a pint as well. So yeah, raise your glasses because we're going to pour our first whiskey in a moment. So the first whiskey we're going to have is edition 12.
So pick that one up.
Pick that one up. Do you want to do it? You want me to? Yeah. You do it.
Pour it.
Ah, I'm having a sip.
I'm not having so much tonight. I'm full of a coward.
That'll help you. It has got good medicinal properties as well. I had a cold. I drank that. And it cured it. It took me 2 weeks, but Christ, it cured it. I was pissed every night. I mean drunk every night.
James.
Youngsters will be out.
Terrible. So, edition 13. No.
I think he's had some already.
12, edition 12. A lot of you know its provenance, but just to recap, I went down to the Loire Valley and picked up some Sancerre casks, brought them back, got them distributed through a few distilleries, and at one of the distilleries, Glasgow, I put 2 Sancerre in and 2 Pinot Noir in. 2 Pinot Noir still there. The 2 Sancerre I transferred to a fresh Oloroso cask, which I collected down near Cadiz, San Luca Barrameda, from a winery down there. And it was a lovely fresh Oloroso cask, and we transferred those 2 casks into that for, well, it happened to be, we won't know how long, but after 4 months we tried it, and we couldn't believe how it actually had transformed it from a reasonable whiskey.
It was a very nice whiskey, yeah.
Wasn't it? But the Oloroso put a hell of an edge on it, and it made it absolutely beautiful. And what we were frightened of it actually happening was it getting too sherried with that new cask, you see. So we bottled it. So you're looking at 4 years and 1 month old whiskey, matured Loire Valley cask from Sancerre, and then into an Oloroso for 5 months. That's the result. Really good result. We like it. It's bottled at 50%.
Yeah, what you're trying tonight is 50%. We also did a cask strength at 59.1%. I think we did 100 or so of them. There were 200, I can't remember.
Something like that, yeah. So, yeah, are we doing a deal on it?
We're doing a deal on it. But we'll tell them that after, when they've tried it.
Oh, right. So, slange, everybody, and good luck, good health. Health and happiness are the only 2 things you need. Still good, isn't it?
Oh, it's still good. I haven't had that for a while. I just smell that for a
really not. I can't smell.
No, I still can't smell.
No, can't smell.
Still can't smell.
Not
Keeps trying though.
Okay, I do. Smell everything.
I think the sherry cask has really put some lovely notes into that.
And don't be afraid of putting it, if it's slightly harsh, put a drop of water in. I now put water in my whiskey on a regular basis, and it doesn't do it any harm. When you're all said and done, it is made from water. So all you're doing is just bringing the spirit down a little. And
yeah, we take everything down to, well, the lowest we'd take it is 50%. And with this one we have done, so there is that room for the drinker to take. So if it is a little bit harsh for you, just add that little bit of water, and it does open it up a little bit as well, because
it does.
A lot of them, a lot of distilleries now do 46. There's not many that take things down to 40%. Maybe some of your things that are vatted together, some of your younger stuff with no age statements, they may lower it a little bit further because they're getting some young whiskey in that's 3 years old or so. And they'll take it down with a bit more water, just to take that edge off it, to take that fieriness probably off it. But that's companies vatting together hundreds of barrels to produce a non-age statement whiskey. So,
and that barrel, I was at the warehouse when we bottled this particular edition, and we emptied the cask, sent it to the bottling room, and within an hour the cask was refilled with brand new spirit. I think it's Bladnoch I put in, I'm not sure.
Can you call it Bladnoch?
I'm calling it Bladnoch.
You're calling it Bladnoch.
It was distilled there.
It was distilled at Bladnoch.
They call it some fancy name.
Lingdarroch. Lingdarroch?
Yes, yeah,
something along them lines anyway. Yeah. But it's Bladnoch. And
yeah. We don't call it Bladnoch whiskey. We call it Fisherman's Retreat Edition whatever. But on our label, and has been right from the start, is distillery. Have a good glass. And we put distillery on. Well, we're not.
It's a provenance.
We're not telling lies. We're telling you which distillery it comes from. But we're not going to call it Lingdarroch when we bottle it. We're going to call it Fisherman's Retreat Edition, whatever it is. It'll be in 20s then, I think, when it gets bottled. So we're going to call it that,
and then we get the letter from the solicitors.
And then yes, I'm hoping to.
Well, it'd be a bit of advertising.
Yeah. We no. What is it? Advertising is bad advertising. Isn't it?
That's what they say. Unless you go bump. But anyway, did you like that? Gary and Imogen are sat there on computers twiddling their thumbs, waiting for you to put on some hopefully
comments on.
Nice comments on there. You can put some bad ones on if you want, but do it about someone else.
Yeah. And if you put any bad ones on, just turn off. Don't bother anymore.
few nice comments coming through. People saying it's peppery to start with, and a nice sweet finish.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
it is.
Yeah,
it is.
picking that Oloroso out.
Add that drop of water. Don't be frightened of putting a drop pipette of water in. It will transform it.
Samantha Jeffries wants to know which one of the whiskies would you say would be like Glenfarclas, which is similar to Glenfarclas, are the ones we're trying tonight.
I would probably go with 12, to be honest. Yeah, that it's got that sherry. So none of the others have that sherry finish to them, whereas 12 does have a sherry. Like I say, very young whiskey, and actually the most like Glenfarclas is the one that we're not trying tonight. Is edition 13. We did that at a whiskey tasting last year, I think it was, and we actually had Glenfarclas 15-year-old, and we put them right next to each other, and I think it was majority preferred our Ben Nevis 4-year-old. So you know,
not to, wouldn't they?
Exactly. You were threatening them, but no. But honestly, the Ben Nevis is absolutely gorgeous, and that's probably the most like Glenfarclas you're going to get.
Ben Nevis was. I laid that down in a Yalumba fortified wine cask. Now, fortified wine is next door to port, so you can imagine the viscosity and strength of a fortified wine getting towards a port. And these casks have had fortified wine in for several years, and then we were able to get hold of some from Yalumba, and it's only taken 4 years from a Ben Nevis distillation to mature, and it's come out beautiful colour, hasn't it? Have we not
it's fantastic.
Have we not one to show them?
I'm not thinking about it.
Just
I've seen one somewhere.
they're very rare, these bottles. We're less than 100 now, and it was a cracking bottling.
Gary, where is it?
Have we sold them all? Oh, bugger me.
Come
on, Gary. We should have had one already.
Oh, here we are. It's
Here
alright,
we got it, Gary.
Come
We got it. Back at shelf. Should be at front.
So that's your 13. So the colour difference, they're 2 4-year-old whiskies. Now the Ben Nevis is a little bit darker, as you can see. Well, I don't know if you can see, but for me you can.
You look at that.
Well,
And put that to it.
Exactly.
Look at the colour there. Amazing.
So yeah, that's
So it really give it a great richness in that.
so yeah. If you do like your Glenfarclas
Come
kind
and try
of whiskies,
it, and then you
yeah.
can buy a bottle.
Well, buy one if you want. Come and
Whatever.
try it as well. But yeah, so in my opinion, that would be the Ben Nevis.
That's gorgeous.
It is. It's very nice. What? Anything else, Gary? Is that?
Yeah, people are really enjoying it. Saying a bit of water helps it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, a little bit of. Well, it's a young
Tiny
whiskey.
drop
It's
of
got
water.
it's got a bit of life with it. So
Yeah.
I've had an email through as well saying how much is it tonight as well.
how much is it? We should tell you now. So we've got 50%, which was £60. It's £50 tonight. The cask strength, it was £80, which is £70 tonight.
Knocking a tenner a bottle off.
A tenner off, so it's not too bad for you, is it? If you do enjoy that. But I think, is it just tonight we're doing that, Gary, or is it? Yeah. Into
We're
the
giving it
early hours.
24 hours.
Yeah, 20.
Until midnight.
Yeah, no, until
Yeah.
midnight. We can stretch it out, maybe.
Yeah, we
see
can
how we do.
Yeah.
Well, that's your first whiskey.
Get
so
your hand in your pocket.
did you
get
enjoy
this
it?
sorted.
Give Gary and Imogen a thumbs up or a like on Facebook if you did. Be appreciated if we know what we're dealing with. So that was edition 12. Now we're going to move on to edition 10, which is our previous release from Arran. So there's been 3 releases in between 10 and 14. And
That's
this
good
is,
reckoning.
I know, I did that. I didn't
Well
even
done.
use my fingers then. So this is an Arran. This is a 9-year-old Arran. So this isn't peated though. This is just a normal
Just as it
run-of-the-mill
is.
Arran that they produce every day up there.
Sister won Best Island Whiskey 2.5, 3 years ago.
That was edition 8, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Edition
and it was only
I think
7-year-old.
this got a silver, didn't it?
Yeah,
I think this got a
It
silver.
did. It did.
And this is now it's in a different bottle, as you can see. This is because there is none of it left. It was very popular and it sold out like its sister edition.
We just had a few bottles of that.
We had a few bottles that was left over, and we had to put them in the bottling places, bottles. So we had some of these left, and what you've got tonight is probably the last of it, unless you come to the Fisherman's and you can try another one. So you're tasting something that you're not going to get again. Like I say, all these whiskies that we're trying tonight are one of a kind. It's not like you can go to a whiskey broker, sorry, not whiskey broker, whiskey exchange, Master of Malt, or any of them. You can't get any of these via any other website or outlet than us.
And what is particular about all our whiskies, it's one cask bottled solely individually. So it's an absolute, yeah, they're just little gems actually. Each cask is bottled individually. There's no mixing, what do they call it? Vatting.
Well, actually, we did put two together for that, but it
yeah,
went
but they
into
were the same
one
cask.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Same cask,
same
distillation,
spirit, everything the same.
So yeah, there we go.
So yeah, no, this Arran now that you're trying, if you get your glasses ready, if you're lucky like us, you've got plenty of glasses and you can just go along. You don't have to swill them out or anything like that. And then we've just got a bit of a palate cleanser in between, which helps.
It does. So here you go. Try it. See what you think.
Edition 9.
Oh, that's gentle.
No, I said edition 9. Edition 10. Sorry, everyone.
It's 9-year-old.
9 years old.
Yeah.
We've only had 2 as well.
If you've got a whiskey glass like this and just turn the whiskey in that bowl on the side, and then show it up to the light, you'll see that it's got quite a lot of legs on it. And the more legs there is, the oilier the whiskey is.
Everyone likes a good leg.
Yeah, we do.
But no, this is also a test. You see your oil in your whiskey. This also shows that it's non-chill filtered. A chill filtered whiskey wouldn't have any oils in it. It just runs straight back down the glass. You wouldn't get them legs running down it. So the difference with chill filtering is it takes all the impurities out of the whiskey. So it basically takes everything that you've aged that whiskey in. It basically takes the colour as well. And so they have to add artificial colouring back into the whiskey to bring it to back to a whiskey colour, if you will, a golden colour. A lot of distilleries aren't doing it.
But it
won't kill the colour. It won't take it back to the spirit colour, but it will take a bit of colour out. And there is some distilleries that still use the artificial colouring, the caramel colouring, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. We don't.
No, we don't.
All this is straight out the cask. And
straight out of the cask
the
into the
only thing
bottle.
is, it's let down to 50 on most of. But we always, like we say, we always do some cask strength of each edition. Beautiful, that.
I love that. I think that's gorgeous.
It's stunning. And you can only get that in here now. You can't get it anywhere else. It's virtually extinct, as like all our other whiskies are extinct. The other editions.
The beautiful sweetness on that.
It has. It has. Any comments, Gary? What are people saying about that? Anything or nothing?
That don't sound good. You went home.
We just had a late arrival. Morgan's just late to the party. He said he's only just.
Morgan.
Yeah.
Do we know Morgan, or is he?
We do now.
No, we do know. Hello, Morgan. Why are you late?
Yeah. Catch up. Well, don't bother catching up.
Just catch on. Yeah. You can watch it back. You can watch it back.
We're on edition 10. Your second one. Leave edition 12 till you get to till you look on YouTube and see it again.
That's it. It's on Facebook.
I'd leave it till finish if I were you, and then you can keep up with us now.
Paul Lockyer says it's a dangerous dram.
Dangerous dram.
Is he driving? Is he driving?
It is actually, because it's very Moorish, and you could sink half a bottle of this easy. Just sipping, watching telly or playing.
Oh, easily.
Eh?
That's why there's none left.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
exactly.
say, it's a popular one. How many bottles did we do of that one? Put it on there. So yeah, we did 200 at cask strength and 297 at 50%.
I'm going to say they were nearly 400 and odd.
Nearly 500.
Nearly
Yeah.
5.
Good adding. You well done.
I know. I'm there with it.
And yeah, we've honestly it flew out. Like I said, there's not many people that wouldn't enjoy that. I don't think. Arran's a pretty rounded malt. It normally satisfies most drinkers, I think. They've been going since 1995 now. We bought our first cask in 1995, didn't we?
Yeah, me and you.
He went up there and bought it.
October 95, we bought number 183, cask number 183.
Next to
In fact,
Prince William,
it's,
right?
it's still there, unless you moved it.
No, yeah, it's still
got that cask,
still got that cask down there.
The empty cask, yeah. Alright, we're next to Prince
William
William
and Ewan McGregor. We were just
Ewan McGregor and...
Not perfect, they weren't stood next to it, but
No.
their casks were next to it.
They give them one. We had to pay for our bugger.
Yeah.
Anyway, there we go.
I've got a question. Tom Snow says, what is meant by cask strength versus 50%?
So, cask strength, do you want to do
Cask strength is when you bottle it at cask strength, you take it straight out of the cask, do not add any water, do not let it down, it is perfectly exactly as it is in the cask, you put it in the bottle. That is cask strength. Nothing interfered with whatsoever, and when you add water to bring it down, you add spring water to bring it back down to what we bottle at 50%. That's why we always give the choice of bottling so many cask and then the rest we bring down to 50%, because not everybody wants a cask strength whisky, but there are some people who prefer cask strength whisky.
You will, yeah.
I hope that answers your question.
You normally do get the people that there is that. I think the cask strength people are like, I only drink cask strength whisky. Well, that's why we do a few cask strengths. We don't do much more of them. But we do a limited amount, so people who do want it can have it.
Yeah,
but it is there. Yeah, the cask strength and the fizz strength. All you're doing is adding water, which that's been going on for years. So, like we do tonight, you know, if you have a cask strength whiskey and we are going to have a cask strength whiskey actually.
Yeah, we are.
The Glenglassaugh as we're moving on. So when we get to that, we'll talk a little bit more about it. But yeah, it's basically. The longer a cask ages, the less the percentage of the alcohol goes down. Yeah. Because of they call it the angel share and evaporation over here. In Scotland, it's a lot less because of the colder climate. You've got a whiskey that ages in India or
immature in 3 years.
Yeah, you know, 5 years, and you've probably. So you've got the same products as you had in Scotland in 15 years, but you've got a product that's aged a lot quicker because of the heat
and humidity.
And the only way they could control that is if they temperature controlled the warehouses that they were keeping it in. So really, it wouldn't be a natural product. So unless they do that, but yeah, a lot of Indian whiskies and things will mature a lot faster, but they'll also lose a lot of spirit as well. And that's why they'll bottle them younger as well, because of the heat and the evaporation. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'll try my best.
Good.
But yeah, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you like that one or not. That's edition 10.
Give us a thumbs up,
Thumbs up would be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. The sweet as only that. No. Beautiful.
Jamie's got a question as well. He wants to know the process of you selecting the casks. So how do you select the cask?
He normally goes on holiday, and I have to stay here. That's the best way to put it. He's working. You do that, don't you? Working. Yeah. And he goes on holiday. On a working trip, and he goes around to the wineries, checks the wine first. Then
we try to get some introductions from our wine people. We've got quite a varied, a good relationship with our wine people who put us into places, and they always ask the question when they're going about, have you any casks about you? But I found my own winery down in Verona in Italy just by chance, and it's Veronica.
Veronica.
Yeah.
Veronica.
She's got her own vineyard. And this young lady is only in her 30s, The vineyard's been handed down through mother, father, grandfather, and the source. Father's actually a surgeon, but Veronica has this beautiful Amarone wine, and last year I went down to, well, I went skiing first, really, on expenses, and then
You've got to ski to get there.
yeah, I went to Austria and then diverted down to Verona, 200 miles away. It was only a slight diversion, and I went in van and trailer. I went on my own because my wife doesn't like the van for some ungodly reason. I've no idea why not. The van actually I've changed to a sleeper, so it's quite a nice little bachelor pad in there. Don't tell her that though. So off I went to Verona after my 5 days skiing, checking my new knees out, you know, making sure I could still ski, which I can. And I picked up 24 Amarone casks from Veronica's winery. And yes, I'm stuffing this stuff, isn't it? Yeah, it's good. See, you don't need much.
Veronica from Verona's winery.
Yeah. So, got the 24 casks on the back of the trailer, headed back home, and they're now all full of whiskey, Annandale and Bladnoch.
Bladnoch, that's
we got in that, and Speyside, with some Speyside in it as well. Speyside, we got a lump of Speyside last year and popped some of that in it as well. So that's the cask selection. I hope that's a good enough answer.
Well, it's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah,
but,
it is.
Yeah, he met someone. He liked he liked them, and they said they've got some cask.
She's a lovely lady. Yeah, she's rather nice.
Was she?
Yeah.
I bet she was.
She was pregnant.
Oh. When you left?
No. When I got back.
Oh dear.
So
yeah. So there you go. That's the cask selection.
I went Jaffa years ago. So that's the story of Veronica. And
you don't want to hear the other ones. That's a PG friendly one.
So
anyway, we hope you enjoyed that one.
Well, there's nothing given away.
No,
nothing given away.
So we're going to move on anyway after that.
Well, yeah, it's embarrassing that. You're making it sound as though
I weren't casting aspersions. I don't know.
I'm very pleased, son. I'm very pleased. Have a drop more for that. Is this what we're doing now?
I hope so, yeah. You poured it now.
You're on edition 14 out of your little bottle.
Or your big bottle, depending on how you bought
whack it in a glass, similar to this, and I'll tell you a little story about this when James has finished talking about it.
All right. Well, I thought you were on it. Anyway, so edition 14. Now, a lot of you have bought this when we released it a couple of weeks ago. 2 or 3 weeks, however long ago it was, I can't really remember now. And you'll have got the other drams in with that pack. So now, I'm sure a lot of you have probably tried it. Some of you won't. Hopefully, you've all trying it tonight. The ones that have got the other packs have got it included in a 25ml dram. Now, this is the Arran I was talking about before. This is the first time we released an edition in a 70cl bottle. So what we're going to probably do from now on is release 50% in the 70cl bottles, and then the cask strength bottling we'll do in the 50cl bottles.
I wonder if we're going to get rid of all them
bloody bottles you bought. I know. Well, that's what I thought, you see. So now this malt was laid down in 2013, distilled and laid down in what cask did we put this one in? This was the
red wine cask.
Red wine cask, wasn't it? Let's have a look. Yeah, fortified, your lumber fortified wine. So I think this cask had previously held in a previous edition. Oh, sorry, I'm not. Well, I'll leave that one there. Anyway, so this is slightly peated. About 20 parts per million, I believe. And now I took this up. I went and collected this from Creetown a few weeks ago when it was bottled, and then I tripped from there up to Arran. I went over to Arran. The first time I've ever visited Arran. Now Arran.
You've been before?
No, It's the first time I've been over. It were raining, believe it or not. Well, actually, it weren't until I got on Arran, then it started raining. But Arran looks a beautiful. All I did, I got off the ferry, drove straight to the distillery, which is half an hour away. Stopped at the distillery. Stuart Bowman, who's distillery manager, because we met him a few years ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
We were
we got
invited
on well
to a
with
tasting,
Stuart.
and he's a nice chap. And he said, "Oh, come up here." So I went over with the bottles, tasted them, and he absolutely loved them. He said it's fantastic. He said that's nice to see that peated spirit. He said because all we're doing at the moment is the Arran spirit, different casks and things like that. But he said I think Stuart wants to do a little bit of experimentation with different brews.
He's been with Arran a couple of years now, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, he wants to try a few different bits and pieces. He just wants a bit of interest.
Wasn't he at Kleinlease once over? I think he were somewhere
possibly.
And he came down to Arran to, take over that. Really nice lad, really interesting, and he's a good track record of being a distillery manager.
Yeah, well, he's doing great stuff up at Arran, and he tried ours. He loved it. Got some pictures which helped us.
Did you give him a bottle?
I did. I give him one a beat. No.
Oh, bloody hell.
I know. Well, I bought some of theirs. They didn't give me any discount. I'll have to have them back next time. No, I know. Anyway, either way, no, he did us a great favour. We got some great shots with him with the bottles and things like that, and just his praise of the spirit that's been produced is enough for us. So we're really happy with it.
You should have filmed it, yeah.
Well, I should have done, but I didn't have anyone to film it. Either way, he really liked it, and this is what you're going to try next. So I hope you've poured it.
Yeah,
You've
tried it.
I hope you. Well, yeah.
No,
I've not tried it. I've been talking about it. Hold on, let's see. Has anyone tried it? Get on to Gary and Imogen. Let's have a see what's going on before your story.
Comment saying lovely nose on it. They love the peak kick, dark chocolate tones, and it's smoky but not too much like it's Alistair.
Oh no, not at all.
No,
it's just
very
lightly
gentle.
peated.
It's there.
Lightly peated. That's nothing like
Peat
Talisker,
haters will probably not like it. There'll be a few. I know a few that are probably watching that will turn the nose up at this. But it's that subtle, nice, easy drink. It's like a Bunabon, isn't it? Gentle.
Again, add a pipette of water into it. I'll tell you what, it just transforms it. I've put it in each of my whiskies so far tonight. Lovely. Absolutely.
Like I say, this cured my cold. Took a while, but I did it.
I'm going to be trying it.
But no, honestly, it's turned out really well. And from releasing it a few weeks ago, it's had a real good response on people that have bought and tried it, and in the restaurant as well. So people we've been obviously it's on sale here as well, and we've been obviously letting people try it, and if they've tried it, they've normally took a bottle away with them as well. So, it's going down really well. The cask strength, like I said, is
Stronger.
Exactly. I don't need to say anything else. It's stronger, but it's got more power.
It does.
It's another nice. I do like the cask strength as well, but this 50% is gorgeous in my eyes.
It is. So that cask before it. I took it up to Arran. In fact, I think me and Sandy took it up. Took it up to Arran, but just before that, it had come into here, and we'd got a cask from Bruichladdich, and we just said, let's put it in this nice Yalumba cask. It had been in a bourbon cask, and all our whiskies go straight into wine cask. They don't go into any bourbon. There may be some additions where we've had it in bourbon for a few years, but we've a few in the collection of casks that we've got that have been in bourbon or are still in bourbon, but we will change them into wine in due course. But the bulk of our whiskies are all laid down in wine casks, sourced by me, James, and whoever, and our wine reps. So that particular cask was sent over from Yalumba, and we had it here, and we decanted the Bruichladdich cask into this particular cask, and we had it in there for a few months. But it was only a small Bruichladdich cask, about 200 litres, where this cask was nearly double that size. So it only half full. It was only half full, and it wasn't in for very many months. But we had it there, and people were trying it, and
we were trying it.
We were trying it, yeah.
Oh, it's changed again. You only tried it yesterday. Well, it's changed.
It's
again.
changed, you know, every day. So it did have whiskey in it before it got to Arran, but it was only half full. So we took it to Arran and said, right, we'll now give this a full 10 years, which we have done, and that is the result. It was half filled, so there was half of the cask not touched with the whiskey, and it had a lot to give, and it's given it, hasn't it? It really has. It transformed that Bruichladdich too, massively.
Yeah,
massively.
Well, the Bruichladdich had been in bourbon, I think, hadn't
Yeah,
it? So
yeah,
that was
that.
a bourbon cask. It was one of our first releases.
So-
So the first casks that we purchased were in bourbon because we didn't have access to casks. So we'd not looked into it back then. But since then we
just filled whatever.
we quite, you're off to Australia, aren't you? In a week or so, a work trip.
Oh, I can put it on the expenses.
no, Christ, no, don't do that. Anyway, and you're going around the wineries, aren't you?
Yeah. We've seen our Hervey first.
Well, yeah, seen
Young Hervey, whoever
in
knows it, young
Australia.
Hervey, he's out there now. He's set up in business in
Margaret River.
Margaret River, south of Perth, and I haven't seen him for 3 years now. So, and my 4 grandchildren, so I'm going out there next week. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, it'd be good to catch up. I'd go, I can't afford it, so I
wish
will
you
do
could.
it. Sometime.
I
wish I could as well, but I can't.
We should do it.
Anyway, we will do it at some point or another. If we win the lottery, we'll be over there.
Let's get out there.
But so he's going over to Australia after you've
yeah.
seen her. We were going on with that, weren't we?
Yeah.
After he's seen her, he's going over to the Barossa Valley. We've got good contacts over in the Barossa.
Your lumber winery.
Lumber winery is one of them. Jim Barry.
I'm going up to Jim Barry as well.
And we've got quite a few contacts over there. So hopefully, while he's over there, we're going to source some barrels, fill a container, and get them back over and put some liquid in. So that's the work part of the trip, isn't it?
That's the most part. To do with you.
No, well, Margaret River is a very
It's a wine
region.
Yes.
For those
I
of
might
you who
fill
know
a
your
container
wine.
there as
I don't know
well.
why my brother went there. There's only 20 odd wineries or something.
Yeah.
Probably more than that now.
Yeah.
And breweries.
It's,
And distilleries now.
it's a great spot.
It is. It's beautiful.
So, I hope you all like number 14.
What's the?
Is it 14, we're on?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. What's the?
Plenty of thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Lots of thumbs up.
Yeah,
That's good.
Jamie wants to know, do you give the empty cask to the distillery and they transfer it, or do you have to transfer it?
We've now started buying spirit, new spirit. We get it in IBCs, which is the big plastic containers of 1,000 litres. I think you've seen them. You can just put a fork truck under them and lift them. They're hellish big plastic containers, and they're used again and again. It's not as if they only use once. I know it's plastic, but it keeps the spirit perfect. It's not in there for a long time, so you can then just take it away and refill it again with new spirit from another distillery, and and then we take it to the warehouse where our casks are stored, and they fill them, and that's what we've done.
Well, when it's in the IBC as well, just to clarify, some people might not be aware, but when it's in the IBC, it's in a sealed, airtight container. It doesn't age. You don't lose any spirit. That spirit will stay as it is.
It's virtually bottled in an IBC. But,
just to clarify that
we don't hang
when
about
it's in an IBC, but you could keep that in an IBC for a year, and then and then put it in a cask. But then it would have to be in a cask for 3 years before you can call it a single malt whiskey.
It's not mature.
It doesn't
in an
mature.
IBC.
It doesn't age in an IBC. It's just the raw spirit.
And when you bottle it, it stops aging. It's the bottling, the aging process stops the minute you take it out of that cask. So that's a little bit of
either sup it or you
information,
look after it. Yeah,
which I don't know whether it was relevant or not. But
it doesn't matter. We've told them now.
So
you can't take it back.
Yeah, some great legs on that as well.
Oh, there is. It's
just
beautiful.
do that. My goodness, yes.
So yeah, you'll have got that little bit of peatiness from that, I hope you enjoyed it. I did. I really like that. Very impressed. We wouldn't have bottled it if we didn't like it. So there you are.
This is it.
That's it.
I'll tell you what, we've got a kitchen note here. If there's a whiskey not good enough, we won't bottle it. And he and I don't like whiskey really.
No,
do
it's bloody hate it.
it's
We're doing this for you. It's not for us.
it's purgatory at times. You have to keep trying whiskey. This is now quite a favourite of a few people. This.
Yeah. No.
We'll move on.
It was a slow burner, but it's really.
We'll move on if you wish. If you don't wish, then
Don't.
we're still moving on. And Glenglassaugh.
So edition 11.
Edition 11. There we go. From Glenglassaugh. 10-year-old. I remember laying that down too. Fortified wine cask. This is beautiful. It's like, you know, planting seeds and watching something mature, and we had samples from all these casks at different times, and when it's just like watching a child grow up, or you know, when you bottle it,
Your child after 10 years. Well, there'll be some cultures that probably do, but
yeah, they
hey,
do.
oh, we don't. But
So,
no, it is.
Yeah, this Glenglassaugh. How many bottles were there, Jane?
Where are we? 11.
Oh,
There were 409 bottles.
bottles.
And this, like we were saying before, this was bottled at cask strength.
We did not drop it down because it came after 10 years of maturation in that particular cask. It came out at 54%. So as you can see, sometimes they don't drop so much, but it had dropped quite a bit, hadn't it? More than normal, really. So it came out at 54, and I said, rather than play about with 4% down to 50, beggar it, we'll just bottle it at 54%. So you've got a cask strength whiskey straight out of the cask. What a young man was asking about, that is a cask strength whiskey, not touched, straight out of the cask, straight into the bottle. That's what you've got. And very nice dram as well.
Again, this is
beautiful colours.
Oh, it's fantastic. That's honestly, it's one of my. Well, I keep saying it's one of my favourites. But honestly, I really enjoy this.
Fortified muscat cask is this, and good lord, look at the colours. Just hold them up to light and then twirl it and see what you get.
But you've got Glenglassaugh now owned by Brown-Forman, one of the biggest drinks owners in the world.
Yeah.
And when we bought this, it wasn't actually owned by Brown-Forman. What's the name of that company we were owned by? Anyway, we were owned by someone else.
I forgot.
And they resurrected it, got it going again. And we bought. This is probably one of the most expensive casks we've bought, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
They were charging a premium for this.
We were
spirit.
paying about 1,500 to 2,000 a cask. That cost us just over £3,000. Then 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's really what they're costing us now, isn't it?
Yeah, no, from what you can get now, yeah.
Glenglassaugh was ahead of the day with the pricing. They were.
But
yeah.
But look what it's produced.
What a cracking.
An absolutely fantastic dram. And like we said, we didn't want to let it down. We didn't want to add a bit, 4%. We're not knocking 4% off it just to get another
when you're 10%
bottles or something.
It's a different kettle of fish. There's a massive difference. But that between 50% and 54%, so little difference. You can let it down.
Yeah.
You've got a cask strength whiskey there. You let it down to your flavour. That's what I always say about these. 50% is low enough. If you want it any less, add a drop of water. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
It's made from water, and all the distillers, most of the distillery managers, always add. A lot of them add a drop of water.
Actually, a lot of distillery managers add quite a little bit of water, more so than what you probably would do. They let it down. Obviously, yeah, exactly. But they are tasting it, and they really want to release all them different flavours that are in there. And you're adding more water, you're letting it down, let it breathe, and they're getting more and more aromas out of it.
You're doing a lot of typing there, Gary. What's the results? Is there something?
Solitaire, is it?
Are you writing your CV up? Yeah.
I know. It's not even on. We're just talking to bloody.
We're talking to ourselves, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You've had a few good comments. Fred said, "Oh my God, that's lovely." Ian says it's a belter.
Yeah.
Dale said it's so sweet.
Mm.
And Tom said
That's the muscat. That's the muscat in it.
Tom said it's surprisingly delicate for the strength.
Exactly.
It is. It does.
Exactly.
I don't need to let that down. I will add a touch of water, but
I've just added a drop of water, 1 pipette of water. Honestly, it's stunning.
it's one of them for
My
me.
cold's going away already.
It's
It
getting
is.
told you.
It's a shame, really.
Medicinal.
If it goes in one night, I won't be able to drink
He
again.
also says, "Poor Gary is thirsty. Give him a glass."
Gary's got a bloody pint and a half on go.
He's
there.
driving next Wednesday. We can't give him anything. He's driving next Wednesday.
Gary's tried them all first. He lined them up for us. That's why he's not saying anything. He's half cut.
Yeah. He's fully cut. He's had a haircut.
Well, I had a haircut today. I went. Yeah.
Aye. I wonder what we're different about.
I'm
you.
a bit lighter.
Yeah.
And grey's gone. Well, most of it.
Were you great, son?
No, it's coming through now.
Really?
Yes, it's living with you.
You don't live with me.
Well, you're down bloody road. That's close enough. Anyway,
Well, I don't know. A lot of people would like to live with me. I don't know who.
where's his wife? She's gone away.
My wife's away for 5 years. Bugger me.
Oh,
As
dear.
long as we've been apart, I think. Is that well, I mean?
Oh no, you're going
Oh,
to
no.
Australia.
I'm going to Australia next week.
Anyway, we hope you like that.
Well,
Glenglassaugh.
if you didn't, send it back.
Yeah, we'll have it.
We'll
Absolutely.
have it back if you don't like it.
That's yeah, one of my favourites is that again. Another favourite, but
Well, the Bonnie Whiskies. The Bonnie Whisky. I'll tell you what. Anyone trying that group of whiskies who so-called expert in whiskies or even just likes whiskies, it's a great stable
Oh, absolutely.
because with laying it down in wine casks, it takes that. It softens the spirit. Does the wine straight away? It softens it. When you're putting it in a what's that bloody stuff? The bourbon cask. When you put it in a bourbon cask, that is a whiskey. Bourbon's a whiskey. Not as good as Scottish whiskey or, you know, our malt whiskey. But, well, that's just my opinion. You've got to be so careful today what you say, haven't you? You know.
Yeah. I could say a lot, but I'm
So
not.
wet, so many wets out there, isn't there?
Yeah.
So-
Woke, is it? Woke.
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 I woke this morning. I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I'm sure. So,
She won't be here otherwise.
no, that's true. You'd be sobbing in your drink. Well, it might be.
I think we'd still do whiskey tasting, wouldn't we, everyone? That's what he'd want. That's what I mean. That's what he'd want.
Stop. Keep going. That's the main thing.
But no, yeah, but they're saying that the cask side of things as well. I don't know. A lot of you will know. A lot of you won't know. Is bourbon's a massive part of the Scottish whiskey industry. Bourbon cask, sorry.
Yeah. And it's a whiskey, so you're putting whiskey back in it. It gives it different flavours, but the wine takes that and gives it that nice edge.
And
that's why we got
what,
these.
What I was going to say is the bourbon. For those who don't know, come into real. What's the bloody word? Coming to the Scottish whiskey industry when there was prohibition in America?
In the 30s.
In the 30s?
In the Depression in
America.
America.
So America,
In the
America had a prohibition.
1930s, they put a law out. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you go.
And in the 1930s, in the prohibition years of American history, the government put out a law that each cask.
This is after the prohibition.
Each bourbon cask which matured whiskey in could only be used once. So they had, imagine, the 3-year-old bourbons, 5-year-old bourbons, they had thousands of these casks. They could only use them once. They couldn't, like we do use in Scotland, they use casks several times. But these casks, and it's been since the 1930s, the law's still there. They can only use bourbon once. Why? because it kept all the
Coopers.
the cooperages busy making casks, and it kept people in work, and they were paying people to make these casks. So that was one industry which was affected, and they still kept that law. So as soon as that bourbon is taken out of that cask, it's shipped away. It goes. And now we were, I suppose, flooded, weren't we, with bourbon
Oh,
casks?
yeah.
There was nothing
It was
else.
an ideal situation for Scotland.
And when you think about it, the wooden cask has been, it's carted more fluid round the world many times in all sorts of, and different, not just whiskey, but
Wine,
port,
sherry.
wine, sherry, Madeira wine, all that, all came in wooden casks. Who was the biggest outlet for Madeira wine and for port and sherry?
The UK.
Britain, UK. There was always a sherry at tea time or lunchtime or whatever. Would you have a sherry, dear? Yes, should we have a sherry? So that was it. And it's not as popular now, but back 100 years ago,
that was a drink of choice. And before the Prohibition, majority of whiskies were aged in sherry, port, Madeira wines. They were aged in ex-barrels that had been brought over full of wine and then given or sold to the Scottish industry. So you'd have had nearly every distillery, every distillery would have had sherry casks,
But
they've had port casks, they've had...
See, they had so many casks in America, they had to unload them, so they became the cheapest option for the distillers in Scotland.
And it was
I'm not saying anything about the Scottish people and being tight or anything like that, but economics played a big part in...
Economically as well, American oak is a lot denser than European oak, so you lose less spirit through American oak as you would.
You do.
So if you filled a cask with that was made out of American oak and a cask that was made out of European oak, your spirit in your European oak would be a lot less after 10 years than what it would be in your bourbon. So you lose less spirit out of European because it's not as dense as your American oak. So it did work in it had its favours in several ways. Probably, obviously, the cheapness of the cask coming from America because they needed to ship.
They must have virtually given them away.
Oh, I would
There were
imagine
that many.
so. Yeah.
Must have given them away.
Yeah.
But
Well, after
it's
the
funny,
Prohibition,
isn't
there'd
it?
have been
It's
something,
funny.
wouldn't it?
Prohibition. Nobody could drink, but they had all these casks, empty casks. Where would that spirit go?
Well,
there was so much illegality about it.
it was. What was it was something to do with Berry Brothers and Wood, Berry Brothers and Rudd.
Yeah.
Wood. I'm going now.
Yeah.
That they used to deliver to the Caribbean, and they used to. I can't remember how. He told us a story, and I can't remember. But Berry Brothers and Rudd used to ship alcohol to the Caribbean islands, and then somehow they ship it over into America in the Prohibition, bootleg it,
right.
and it was. I think that's what made Berry Brothers and Rudd. They were shipping that much alcohol to the Caribbean, then it was being bootlegged into America and shipped around. They made a whaler, and I can't remember the name of the captain. What's the
Cook.
Yeah, Cutty Sark might have had something to do with it, weren't it? But the captain.
Oh, Cutty Sark.
They
Yeah.
would say
it
the captain was. What he was.
You have to read up about it.
I will read. I
Next
don't know.
time.
Well, it just come up on with this now.
Did it?
So.
Did it?
Anyway, if you look it up, I'm sure it'll be there. But there's a saying that comes from it, and I can't think of it. When I do, I'll put it on Facebook and let you all know.
All right, that's good.
But anyway, we digressed, didn't we?
A little.
But I hope we found it interesting.
Well, yeah, a lot of people don't know about the Prohibition. It's 90 years ago, and that's the reason we ended up with so many bourbon casks, and it became a tradition that the distilleries in Scotland used bourbon casks time and time and time again, and there was nothing else. And you still look now at editions of whiskey from Scotland, and also they're now diversing somewhat, because Hervey Magnall has told them, you know, they need to do a little bit. They've copied me, haven't they?
They've copied us. They have copied us. Yeah,
They're
there is wine editions and things now.
Yeah.
They're making a note of it and they're following suit.
So
we should have copyrighted it, shouldn't we?
we shouldn't. But anyway,
not to worry.
I hope Adam in Bruichladdich watching this.
I don't.
'Cause
Well, possibly.
That's what you've got in your hand now.
This is true.
We
He
should
might have
sent
bought
him-
a pack.
Do you think? He wouldn't have bought one. He's a Scotsman. Anyway.
Edition 9.
No.
Yeah,
still
no,
on-
edition 9.
Yeah, I'm still
Oh,
on
you're still on that. Oh,
11.
right. That's up 9. Michael's
I
gone.
was on 11. I've now got... I remember laying this down as well.
We didn't tell him.
What?
Edition 11. Price.
Right.
There's an offer on.
It was... looks like we're knocking a tenner off everything. We didn't tell them about Arran Lochranza either.
Did you know?
No, you didn't.
Oh, good deal. Well,
Edition 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, edition 14, the 70cl bottle, ABV, 50%, was for £50.
Now 45.
Should have knocked a quid off, not 5. Now £45. We've 100 bottles at 60.8. Well, we haven't 100
No,
bottles.
there's
A
about
lot gone.
30-ish.
They're at £50 and they're staying at £50. So that's it. There's very few left, so that's what the
we can't nudge on that one.
edition 11 Glenglassaugh. We've just tasted that one. Fortified muscat, slightly peated. We've gone through it. It was 85. You can have it tonight at 75. So if you like it a lot, there was only 409 bottles. Not that many left. How many have we got left, Gary? No, 50 or so, something like that. Something like that. Yeah. There's very few of these. This is like a clearance sale. Not.
Is it? No, I'm going to say it.
It's like QVC.
Yeah.
QVC.
It's-
Two
it's
dickheads
that.
trying to sell something.
What we're doing?
This Hoover soaks up everything. Yeah. Sorry.
Not something bloody Hoover.
No, I'm
What's
just
up with
saying that's what they do on QVC.
Oh,
Is QVC still going?
No, you stop it. I don't know what you're talking about, you two.
Oh, well.
Right. So that brings us on to edition 9. We've gone a bit higgledy-piggledy. We haven't gone
We have.
9 through to 14.
No, we've changed it because these last 3 that we've done are peated. So there's
there's a bit of peat in this one. It's a Rins edition from Bruichladdich.
so it's
Now-
a lightly peated Bruichladdich, isn't it?
So what they do at Bruichladdich, they every so often they'll say, right, we'll do the recipe of this distillation and we'll call it Rins. And this is what they did 10 years ago, and we laid it down in a Viognier cask. Now Viognier is a white wine, very nice white wine, and we had 512 bottles out of it, again 50%. And we didn't do any of that.
I don't think we know. I think we
didn't
let
do
it
any.
all down this
so
one. Yeah.
we had 512 bottles, and it was 75. I'd have put it at 95 because we haven't that many left.
No, there isn't actually.
Now,
I
anyway,
know
now
this,
tonight, just tonight, you've got it for 65. We've got another tenner off it, and there you go. That's what it is from Bruichladdich. So any Bruichladdich aficionados or followers or any of that. Have we got any, Gary?
It should be. I think we
Michael wants to know, is it like a DFS sale where you buy now and pay in 3 years?
No,
Piss
tell
off,
him to, does he want the quick answer?
Yeah.
Or the
got
polite
it.
one?
Yeah. He wants a quick one.
Yeah. Go and have sex with yourself.
Right. There we go. Yeah, PC's gonna walk down out the window there, haven't we? Definitely not walk tonight.
I'm never
You walked this
walk.
morning.
I walk this
You walked
morning.
this morning. That's the only time he's walked, when he wakes up. I'll use that one actually. Yeah. When you walk, when I wake up. Christ. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I was this morning.
Is there any walkies listening?
I doubt it. They've just switched off.
There's only 3 people listening.
Actually, if they were woke, they probably would have sex with themselves.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because that's the favourite person, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. He, she, him,
Don't
win,
offend me.
him, me, you, whoever.
Yeah.
Christ. Yeah.
Should we have a there? Well, you'll be on your own.
Oh dear.
Anyway.
We don't do that up here.
No, we don't.
If you're sensible, come into Fisherman's. If you're not, don't.
No.
But Christ, no.
Yeah. I remember that. There were a couple that came in with a daughter, you know. Years ago, before all this woke business came, and she had more bloody metal in her face than they were down in scrapyard in bloody Bury. And I looked at mum and dad, and then I saw daughter, and she was a lovely looking girl. She must have been before she put this lot on. And I said, "My God, love, you've spoiled your looks with that lot, haven't you?" And I give them 3 menus, and they walked through there, and then 5 minutes later, they're walking back out and put menus back on the corner there. And I don't know, they didn't have a meal.
Did they not?
Oh, no. I've never seen them again.
We didn't have any vegan options, that's what it was. That's probably what it was.
No.
Couldn't do anything.
She had a job to hold her head up. They had that mother, they had much metal in the frigging head.
No.
Anyway, moving on. Have I offended anybody, do you think?
Well, that's what life's about, getting offended, isn't it? You've got to bloody be offended.
Yeah. Let's grow.
Bring it
grow
back to reality.
You'll be right.
If you don't get offended, it's a poor do, isn't
No,
it?
they don't.
That's life.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so
Moving
anyway.
on. What we're talking, is this a whiskey tasting?
I don't know, it's getting a bit deep, isn't it? Anyway.
Light-hearted.
Light-hearted,
This is
exactly.
light-hearted.
Oh, aye, we could get serious, couldn't we?
Oh, jeez.
No, we'll not do that. But Bruichladdich, edition 9, Rins in a Viognier cask, distilled 2nd of the 11th, 2011, bottled 2nd of the 3rd, 2022. This has gone down a storm. Like I said, there's only a few bottles of it left. And again, I think you put it on the Bruichladdich sites and stuff, don't you, Gary? And it gets real good mentions and likes and things like that. And I don't think we should sell it. I think we should keep it and just sup it ourselves.
Bloody nice, that.
But it's Lynn Swindle's favourite anyway.
Really?
Lynn, how are you,
Lynn, how are you? Oh, I missed me hug tonight, love. You should have been here. You could have been in the audience.
You're supping on tonight.
You could have filled these chairs up.
Lynn comes
not
in.
Not just you. I don't mean all of you. I mean, you know what I mean.
But Lynn
brought
comes
the
in,
family. You should have brought your Sassbecks.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Instagram
name.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I'm with it.
You're with
I'm on it.
I'm
on it.
Sassbecks.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Lynn normally comes in, and if she's not drinking, she'll have several.
Anyway, Sassbecks' daughter's looking here.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah.
We digress again. Anyway, Lynn comes in and fills the bottles up.
Yeah.
If she's not
She's
drinking,
always filling her bottles,
isn't
she?
Yeah,
she's a
takes
bugger.
them home. She is.
Eh?
And they
Who's
just
the little bugger? Eh? You are, aren't you?
Christ, I thought you weren't drinking.
I'm gone.
Anyway, but anyway, Lynn, there you are. I hope you're having a drink tonight instead of bloody.
Sat in the house with your feet up
Get
again.
fire on, because
you
look at our lovely,
that,
lovely British summer that we're not having.
Yeah.
With fire on.
Don't get too cosy in the house, you know.
No.
You want to take a few walks
Mark
and
will be
things like
snuggled
that.
there. That's
You know,
it.
take some exercise.
Where are you going with this one?
I have no idea.
Anyway, Gary, did anyone like edition 9?
Yeah.
Oh, you're on 9, eh?
Suzanne
Imogen.
said very nice. Jane said easy drinking. Robert said
Gary's still writing his CV.
He's finished. He's applying now. He's sending it out to everyone.
1,000 jobs been applied for.
And you know what I thought? A nice thing to do for all our viewers and everything. Oh, you've not probably finished
For who?
it, have you? All our viewers. Was to
tease
try, to try 13. To tell them.
That's not cricket, James. But it's a bloody good
I
idea.
know, that's what I thought.
Christ, well, I don't mind. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. But anyway, we hope you've enjoyed this evening.
If you haven't, it's your own fault.
That's it.
Yeah. We can't be held responsible for your joy.
And if you walk, your bollocks.
Steady,
Sorry.
son, there's a walkies out there.
Yeah, well, there is. They won't be watching, will they?
No, they won't. Not now.
Maybe right.
Oh dear.
I'll get some funny looks in the schoolyard tomorrow.
No,
no, not all. Actually, no, our school's very good. I must admit.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're,
I hope so.
they're proper teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. They teach.
They're not.
No.
Wets.
There's no one with your share dead or anything like that. So.
Oh God Almighty! We don't want there, do we?
No,
not
at all.
We want him and her, nothing
Exactly.
else. Bollocks to that.
No, that's it. D&E. Yeah. Anyway, well, edition.
God
13.
bless you all. Edition 13 is fabulous. We've got to come here, try it here with us, and it's 8:10. We've overrun again.
I hope you're watching us and not football that's kicking off at 8 o'clock.
Who's watching football at the same time? It's not his CV. It's not his CV. It's not his bloody CV.
Well, this is why we did it. Say England are playing on Thursday, and we didn't want to take viewers away from England, so that's why we did it on the Tuesday.
That, my God, that's stunning.
Cheers.
Cheers, son.
Good health.
Health and happiness. Love you, mate.
Love you too. Let's keep making whiskey like this, and this is what we're doing it for. We're doing it for the enjoyment, and
we are nothing else.
No.
Just one last one. Mark Brayley said, "I've got a shaved head, James. See you in the yard tomorrow."
Yeah, he's not a
Mark,
teacher though.
Don't forget, a couple of windows won't doing yet, so just get there.
No, Mark should be. I've asked Mark. Mark Brealey, he was doing my windows 2 years ago to point out, and he's done my dad's first. So
he had to.
I know. So he has no bloody room to wiggle there. He's got to get round to mine.
Mark, if you do this, Mark, get his windows done. There's an edition 13 for you.
A 25 mil. Christ, not going that far.
All right. Okay.
Bloody hell.
And, well, I'll give him 25 mil, so that's 50 mil.
50 mil. You've got a 50 mil. One for you, one for your dad. There you are.
No, just for mine.
Just for mine. Oh,
Yeah.
right. Well, Ian needs to make our grids.
Well, he's a bit slacking too.
He has.
isn't
He's slacked a bit.
Yeah.
He's right.
Is he watching?
He is. I believe so. He won't be able to do Facebook stuff, but
Well, he not.
no.
Is he
That's
not
what Elaine told me
competent
today. So no,
Not competent.
no, not with modern.
Better with a
technology.
metal hammer. And,
Yeah, exactly. And
yeah.
a saw. Metal
Not
saw.
not a
No.
not a keyboard.
We're waffling anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, we hope you've enjoyed this evening. We have.
Who hasn't enjoyed it? Put your hands up.
Yeah, give us a. Gary's.
I was falling asleep before I come up here.
He's awake now. Christ.
So, how many we got on tonight? How many? 2? 3?
40-ish.
Yeah, that's better than none. Better
Well,
than none.
yeah.
And it'll go on Facebook, and it'll be on YouTube and all the rest of it. Some folk come
How
make
many
it. They
samples
said
did we send?
a lot.
Did we?
Well, hopefully,
They're not all working though.
who's
Some are working.
Yeah, they're not all retired like you.
What?
Retired.
Retired?
Retired?
Working?
What is
Right.
retired?
Who works at this time of night? Oh, us. We're working.
I've done that.
Very
Yeah,
good.
I'm doing it now.
Exactly. Very
You
well.
brought me out of retirement to do this.
Well, we're enjoying edition 13.
Listen.
We hope you've enjoyed the other editions.
I said earlier, the best thing is health and happiness. That is what I always cheers to everybody and anybody. Health and happiness. Without them two, you are buggered.
This is
And it don't matter how much money you've got, or whatever, or how much whiskey you've got. You need that health. And if you're happy with it, my God, you're a happy man like me. And I'm one of the happiest men in the world, I can tell you now.
You were a grumpet the other day.
Why?
That's what children said.
Really?
Said you're a right grumpy ass.
You should have slapped them. What are you talking about the grandad like that?
I said, what's up with Grandad? I said, I don't know. His wife's not there.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, it's lovely to not see you all.
Not see you.
But we hope
they've
you've
seen you,
enjoyed
but we haven't
the
seen you.
evening.
I hope you enjoyed it.
We have.
Yeah, well,
We've tasted our whiskies again. which is always good.
It's been actually quite nice. I didn't think we'd do this.
No, it's brilliant.
Are we having an after thing?
I think we should have an after party.
Should we have an after party? All 4 of us. Lynn Swindles could have come down. That would have been a cracker, wouldn't it? Get yourself down here, Lynn. Get a taxi. Yeah, we'll be gone by the time you get here. All the best, everybody.
Cheers, everyone.